Evan had never expected to be so far from Earth. The research base on the moon of Kalira was small and quiet. It sat in a crater, surrounded by jagged rocks that glimmered under the distant sun. The humans who worked there were few, mostly engineers and scientists. Evan, at 28, was one of them. He liked machines, gadgets, and anything that could be fixed or built. He liked quiet, too, but today the quiet was broken by the laughter of someone very unusual. Lyra was an alien girl who had come to the base as part of a peaceful exploration team. She was tall for her age, with long silver hair that seemed to shine in the light of Kalira's sun. Her skin was pale blue, and her large eyes glowed faintly green. Humans found her strange but beautiful, and Evan had grown used to seeing her around. She was playful, curious, and sometimes mischievous. She liked to study human behavior and often tried to trick him into small games or jokes. Today, Lyra had something special. She was carrying a box made of a strange metal that hummed softly. She walked toward Evan, a mischievous smile on her face. "I found something," she said, placing the box in front of him. "Something very old, something very powerful." Evan looked at it carefully. "What is it?" he asked, brushing dust off the surface. "It is my ancestors' armor," Lyra said. Her eyes shone. "It was worn by the first guardian of my people. Only the strongest or the bravest can wear it. Humans cannot wear it. They are too weak, but I thought you could try it. Just for fun." Evan laughed nervously. "You want me to try on alien armor? Lyra, I'm not sure that is a good idea." Lyra tilted her head. "I promise, nothing will happen. It is only a prank. Come on, just 1 minute." Evan hesitated. The armor was beautiful. It was made of a dark metal that seemed alive. Strange lines ran across it, glowing faintly. Symbols he did not understand covered the chest and shoulders. It felt like it was breathing, like it had a heartbeat of its own. "Are you sure?" Evan asked again. "I am very sure," Lyra said, trying not to laugh. She held the armor open for him. "Put it on." Evan shook his head, but curiosity won. He stepped into the box and lifted the pieces of the armor. To his surprise, it was light. Lyra had said humans were too weak, but it fit him perfectly. He lifted the chest plate over his torso. It adjusted automatically, molding itself to his shape. He picked up the shoulder pads. They clicked into place. Then the gauntlets. Then the boots. The last piece was a helmet. Evan reached for it, but Lyra stopped him. "No, not yet," she said. "You do not need the helmet. Just see what it feels like first." Evan nodded and flexed his arms. The armor felt strange, not heavy, but alive. Small pulses ran through his body like tiny electric shocks, but warm, not painful. He laughed nervously. "This is weird," he said. Lyra leaned close, her eyes shining. "Yes, it is. It is alive. My people believe the armor can choose its wearer. It has never chosen a human before." Evan smiled. "Then I guess it likes me." Lyra gasped. "Do not joke. It might be dangerous. But it is kind of funny. You are tiny, and yet it responds to you." Suddenly, the armor pulsed more strongly. Light spread across the lines on the metal, glowing brighter. Evan stumbled back slightly. The pulses ran through his arms and legs, through his chest. He felt power he had never felt before. "Lyra," he said, his voice shaky, I think it is doing something." Lyra's face changed. The playful smile faded. Her eyes widened. It should not do that. It was never meant to respond to a human. You are not supposed to wear it." Evan looked down. The lines on the armor moved as if alive, wrapping around him, tracing shapes that reminded him of muscles. His heart raced. The light grew brighter. Small sparks of energy ran across the surface, and he could feel them in his body. I can feel it," Evan whispered. "It is moving. Inside me. I feel strong, stronger than ever. Lyra stepped back, panic growing. You have to take it off, quickly, before it bonds with you. Evan tried to remove the chest plate, but it would not move. It was like it had fused with him. He pulled harder. The metal tightened. He felt the armor thinking, sensing, connecting. His mind was flooded with images he did not understand, battles, strange creatures, and distant places. What is this? He asked, frightened. Lyra shook her head. It is my ancestors' power, and it is awake. I told you it was a prank. I never thought this would happen. Evan stumbled back and fell to the floor. The armor wrapped around him like it had a mind of its own. He could feel it learning his movements, strengthening his muscles. His vision sharpened. He could see the smallest dust particles floating in the air. Sounds were louder, clearer. He could hear Lyra's heartbeat even though she was 2 steps away. This is incredible, he said, but fear trembled in his voice. Lyra knelt beside him. Evan, listen to me. This armor is not a toy. It is not like anything you have ever worn. It belongs to guardians, my people's protectors. It has never awakened for anyone like you. We have to find a way to calm it, or it may hurt you. Or us. Evan looked at her, wide-eyed. Hurt me. It feels good, powerful. I can move faster, stronger. I feel alive. You do not understand, Lyra said. It is ancient. It remembers battles from long before our history. It may see you as a weapon, as someone to fight through. We cannot predict what it will do. Evan tried to take a step forward. His body moved effortlessly. The armor responded instantly, shifting to help him balance. He lifted his hand, and sparks of energy ran across his fingers. Evan, Lyra shouted, stop. Do not try to test it yet. We need to figure this out. But curiosity burned in Evan's mind. He had always wanted to see what humans could do in space. He had always dreamed of adventure. Now, adventure had come to him, but it was real, dangerous, and alive. I can't help it, Evan said. I feel like I can do anything. Lyra sighed. She stood and grabbed his arm. Then we will do this together. I will guide you. But you have to promise me one thing. Do not use it recklessly. The armor, it will test you. It may push you beyond what you think is safe. Evan nodded. I promise. But what happens now? Lyra looked toward the sky. The pale sun of Kalira reflected on the armor's lines, and they shimmered with a strange, almost intelligent light. Now, we wait. We see. We learn. And we hope no one else notices. If the elders of my people find out, you could be in danger. And worse, the armor may call attention. It has power, and power is never quiet. Evan felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. His life had changed in an instant. What had been a joke, a prank, a simple game, was now something he could not control. He was connected to a force older than any human memory, and it was awakening inside him. For the first time, he understood why people feared the ancient guardians. Not for what they had done, but for the power they carried, the strength they commanded. And now, that power was flowing through him. Lyra reached out, placing her hand on his shoulder. Her fingers felt warm against the cold metal. Evan, you have to listen to me. The armor can feel your intentions. It may protect you if you are brave, but it will challenge you if you are careless. We must learn quickly. Evan looked down at himself. The armor was alive, shimmering, glowing. It seemed to breathe. His reflection in the chest plate looked human, but his eyes were sharper, brighter. He could feel the armor thinking, judging, choosing. And deep inside, he felt a spark, a call, a question. Who are you? It seemed to ask. And for the first time, Evan understood that this was no longer a prank. He was part of something much bigger, older, and far more dangerous than he could imagine. Outside, the sun dipped toward the horizon, and the shadows of Kalira's jagged mountains stretched long across the crater. Inside, Evan and Lyra faced a future they could not yet see, bound together by a force alive, ancient, and awakening. And the adventure was just beginning. The morning sun rose slowly over Kalira's crater, casting pale light across the jagged rocks. Evan woke early, still in the armor. He had not been able to take it off since yesterday. Lyra sat nearby, her eyes filled with worry. She had spent the night watching him, studying how the armor moved with his body. "You slept well?" she asked cautiously. Evan stretched. The armor responded immediately, bending with his movements as if it knew exactly what he wanted. "I guess so," he said. "It is strange, but I feel rested, almost more awake than ever." Lyra frowned. "It is not normal. Humans are not supposed to feel this way. The armor, it is alive. It reacts to you. That is not just power. That is something else, something dangerous." Evan looked down at himself. The armor had stopped glowing as brightly as yesterday, but he could still feel energy running through it. His senses were sharper than normal. He could hear the faint hum of machinery far across the base. He could smell the metal of the floor, the dust, the sweet scent of alien flowers outside the dome. He even felt the tiny movements of insects crawling near the windows. "It is amazing," he whispered. "I can feel everything. It is like the world is alive." Lyra sighed. "Yes, but it is not safe. You do not understand what you carry. My ancestors wore this armor to fight wars that lasted decades. They faced enemies who could destroy entire worlds. You are human. You cannot fight like that." "Not yet." Evan flexed his hands. The gauntlets glimmered faintly. He flexed his fingers, and the armor seemed to respond. Small sparks of energy ran along his arms. "Look," he said. "I can move faster. I can lift more. I feel strong, really strong." "You are strong," Lyra said quietly. "Stronger than any human should be. And that is why it is dangerous. The armor may trust you, but it will also test you. It will show you visions, memories of battles. You may see things you cannot understand. You may feel things you cannot control." Evan swallowed. "Visions? Like dreams?" "Like dreams," Lyra said, "but more real. Memories of my people, memories of warriors, some of them violent, some of them terrible. The armor will share them with you. You must be ready." Evan nodded. He wanted to say he was ready, but a small part of him was scared. He had never faced anything like this before. As they spoke, the armor pulsed softly. Lines of light ran across the chest and shoulders, brighter than before. Evan felt a strange tug in his mind. It was a memory, a battle. He saw a vast field under a red sky. Strange creatures clashed. Warriors in the same armor he wore moved with incredible speed, striking with energy weapons that looked alive. He heard the sounds of battle, the roar of creatures, the clash of energy, the cries of warriors falling. Evan stumbled back, clutching his head. "Ah! What is happening?" Lyra grabbed his arm. "It is the armor! It is showing you! Do not panic! Just focus on me!" The visions continued. Evan saw a young warrior, much like Lyra but older. She fought against a huge creature with many limbs, its eyes glowing. The warrior moved so fast that Evan could barely follow her. Then he saw the warrior raise her hands and energy shot out, striking the creature and sending it crashing to the ground. Evan gasped. It is beautiful and terrifying. How did they fight like that?" "They were trained their whole lives," Lyra said. "They were born to wear this armor. They learned to trust it, and the armor trusted them. You are different. That is why it reacted to you. The armor senses something unique, something human. It is curious. It wants to see what you can do. Evan looked down at his hands. The sparks of energy were brighter now. His heart raced. So, it likes me? In a way, Lyra said, but it is not liking or disliking. It is testing. It is learning. And you must learn too. You cannot let it control you. The alarm suddenly rang across the base. Red lights flashed. Lyra's eyes widened. That is unusual. The base is detecting an unknown ship near the moon. It is moving fast. Evan followed her gaze. He saw a small dot in the sky. It was moving quickly, entering the atmosphere. What is that? He asked. Enemies, Lyra said, her voice tight. I feared this. The armor, it may have called them. They are returning after centuries of silence. They seek the power of the Guardians, and now it has been awakened. Evan swallowed hard. They want this armor? Yes, Lyra said. They will not care who wears it. They will destroy anyone in their way. We must prepare. The base is small. We cannot fight them alone. But maybe you can. Evan's heart pounded. He had never fought anyone in his life. He had built machines, fixed engines, and repaired computers. But fighting aliens with energy weapons, facing creatures that had destroyed Guardians, that was beyond anything he had imagined. I don't know if I can, he admitted. You can, Lyra said. The armor believes in you. That is why it chose you. You must trust it and trust yourself. Focus, calm your mind, listen to it. It will guide you. Evan closed his eyes. He felt the armor's pulse. It was steady now, almost like breathing. He concentrated, feeling the energy move through him. Slowly, his fear began to fade. His body moved with the armor naturally. His hands flexed. His legs felt strong. We have to move, Lyra said. The ship is landing near the northern ridge. If they attack the base, we must be ready. Evan nodded. Okay. Lead the way. They moved through the base, Evan walking carefully, the armor responding to every motion. People in the corridors stared at him. Some stepped back, afraid. Others watched in awe. No one had ever seen a human wear such armor. Lyra guided him to the weapons bay. She opened a panel, revealing old energy blasters, shields, and small drones. Take what you need, she said. But remember, this is not just about weapons. The armor will help you. It will teach you. You must follow its instincts, not only your own. Evan picked up a small blaster. The armor adjusted automatically, amplifying his strength and aim. He flexed his fingers, and the energy from the armor ran into the weapon. He felt a strange connection, like the blaster was part of him. Outside, the ship landed. It was dark, covered in spikes and strange symbols. Alien soldiers poured out. They were large, with many limbs and glowing eyes. They moved fast, but Evan could see them clearly. Every step, every movement, the armor predicted. He felt it guiding him, telling him where to go, when to strike, and when to defend. Lyra stood beside him. Do not rush, she said. Let the armor teach you. Trust it, and trust yourself. The first wave of enemies reached the base. Evan stepped forward. The armor glowed brightly, pulsing with energy. He raised his hands. A barrier of light formed in front of him, stopping the first attack. Aliens fell back, surprised. It works, Evan whispered. It really works. Lyra smiled, though her eyes were still worried. Yes, but do not let excitement take over. The armor will push you. It will show you more visions, more memories. You must stay focused. The aliens attacked again. This time, Evan moved with the armor's instincts. He dodged, blocked, and struck. Energy blasts flew from his hands. The enemies were pushed back. They did not expect a human to fight like this. Then, suddenly, the armor showed him another vision. He saw a guardian fighting alone against hundreds of enemies. The guardian raised both hands, and a wave of energy swept across the battlefield, destroying all who came near. Evan felt the power surge in him. He raised his hands instinctively. A pulse of energy shot forward, striking the aliens. They fell, one by one. Lyra gasped, "Evan, calm! You must control it! Do not let the armor do everything!" Evan focused, feeling the armor's energy flow through him. He controlled it, guiding the blasts, defending the base, and pushing the enemies back. Step by step, the invaders retreated. When the last alien fell back, the base was safe. For now. Evan's heart raced. He looked at Lyra. "I did it." I actually did it." Lyra smiled, her eyes softening. "Yes, you did. And the armor, it chose well, but this is only the beginning. More may come. The armor has awakened something, and now everyone will notice." Evan looked down at the glowing lines of the armor. He felt a strange mix of fear and excitement. The power was still inside him, pulsing, teaching, testing. He had survived the first fight, but he knew it was only the start. Outside, the pale sun of Kalira continued to rise. Inside, a human and an alien girl faced a future filled with unknown dangers, ancient powers, and battles that neither had imagined. And the adventure was far from over. The base was quiet after the first attack. Evan stood outside, the armor still glowing faintly around him. He could feel its energy moving through his body, almost like a heartbeat. Lyra stood beside him, her eyes scanning the horizon. Both of them knew this was only the beginning. "They will come back," Lyra said softly. "The enemy will not give up. The armor, it called them here, even if we did not mean it. They are drawn to its power." Evan nodded. "I can feel it too. The armor, it tells me things. It shows me memories, battles, people, places. I think it wants me to understand, to be ready." Lyra studied him. "Yes, that is how the Guardians trained. The armor teaches, tests, and warns, but it has never awakened for a human before. That is why it is unpredictable. You must stay alert." Evan flexed his hands. Sparks of energy ran along the gauntlets. He felt strong, faster than he had ever been. His senses were sharper. He could hear distant movement across the base. He could see tiny dust particles floating in the air, each reflecting light. He could even feel small tremors in the ground. "I feel like I can see everything," he said. "I can hear everything. The armor. It is like it is alive." "It is alive," Lyra said, "and it is testing you. You must not let it control you. You must guide it, not follow it blindly. The first battle was small. The next one will be much harder." They moved back inside the base. Scientists and engineers were repairing damage from the first attack. Machines hummed and lights blinked. Some people stared at Evan. They were afraid, but also in awe. No human had ever worn the armor before. No human had ever fought like this. Lyra led him to a control room. The screens showed the moon's surface and the surrounding space. Small dots appeared on the radar. Enemy ships. More than before. Faster than before. "They are regrouping," Lyra said. "They are coming back with more. We may not survive if we fight them alone. You may be our only chance." Evan swallowed, fear mixed with excitement. He had survived the first fight, but he knew the next one would be different. The armor pulsed again, bright and warm. It seemed to encourage him, but also warned him. Suddenly, another vision struck. Evan saw a vast battlefield under a dark sky. Guardians fought against a massive army. He saw one guardian stand alone, holding back dozens of enemies. Energy shot from her hands, from her chest, and from the armor itself. She moved faster than any human could, striking and defending at the same time. The vision ended, but the feeling remained. Evan felt the armor pushing him, testing his limits. His heart raced. "Lyra, I saw something. Another battle. Not me. I was a guardian. I was fighting hundreds of enemies. I could do anything. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. Yes. The armor shows memories to teach. It also warns. Those battles, they were dangerous. Many guardians died. You must be careful. The armor is strong, but it can also be deadly if you lose control. Evan nodded. I understand, but I feel ready. I want to try. I want to fight again if they come. Lyra hesitated. Then we must prepare. But this time, we must be smarter. The first attack was small. The next one will be stronger. They know about the armor. They know it chose a human. They will not underestimate us again. The next hours passed quickly. Evan trained with the armor, learning to control its energy. He lifted objects effortlessly. He moved faster than the eye could follow. He practiced creating shields and projecting energy blasts. Lyra guided him, teaching him how to focus, how to listen to the armor without being overwhelmed by it. Finally, the alarms rang again. The base shook as the enemy ships entered orbit. This time, the attackers were larger, faster, and armed with new weapons. Energy beams lit the sky as the first wave descended. Evan stepped forward. The armor pulsed brightly. He felt it guiding him, giving him instinctive commands. He raised his hands, and a shield of energy appeared, blocking the first attack. Lyra watched, her heart racing. You are ready, she said. Trust yourself, trust the armor, but remember, control it. Do not let it control you. The aliens attacked in waves. They were faster, stronger, more organized. But Evan moved with the armor's instincts. He dodged, blocked, and struck. Energy blasts shot from his hands. Shields formed and disappeared as needed. The armor guided him perfectly. He saw a group of enemies rushing toward the base's main generator. He ran faster than he had ever run. The armor adjusted to his speed, his movements precise and fluid. He reached them and struck with a wave of energy. The aliens were thrown back, stunned. The generator was safe. Lyra ran beside him, directing other defenders. Use the armor's energy carefully. Aim, control, guide it. Do not waste it. Evan nodded. He could feel the armor responding. It showed him the safest paths, the weakest points in the enemy formation, and the best way to protect the base. He felt the memories of ancient battles guiding him. Each vision gave him strength, knowledge, and confidence. But then, another vision came suddenly. Evan saw a guardian standing alone against an enormous creature with many limbs and glowing eyes. The guardian raised her hands, and the creature was destroyed in a wave of energy. Evan felt the same energy rise within him. He raised his hands instinctively. A wave of power shot forward, striking the enemy fleet. Ships were destroyed instantly. Lyra gasped. Evan! Control it! You must not destroy everything! Evan struggled to hold back. The armor pulsed violently, pushing him to act. He could feel its power wanting to protect, to fight, to destroy. He focused on his breathing, on Lyra's voice, on the base. Slowly, he gained control. The energy stabilized, still strong, but safe. The enemy retreated, shocked by the power of a single human wearing ancient guardian armor. Evan lowered his hands. The glow of the armor faded slightly. His body felt tired, but alive. Lyra ran to him. You did it, she said. Her eyes were wide with admiration. You controlled it. You fought, like a guardian. But remember, the armor will continue to test you. Each battle, each vision, it will push you further. You must stay strong, and you must stay focused. Evan looked at the armor. It was beautiful, alive, and mysterious. He could feel its energy still flowing through him, waiting for the next challenge. I will be ready, he said. I want to learn. I want to protect this place and everyone here. Lyra smiled. Good. You are learning quickly. But we must be careful. The enemy knows now. They will not stop. And there are others, stronger ones, who may come. The armor has awakened something. Something that others will notice, and when they do, the real challenge begins. Evan nodded. He felt a mix of fear and excitement. He had survived the second attack. He had controlled the armor. He had protected the base. But he knew that the next battle would be harder. The visions, the memories, and the power of the armor were growing stronger. He was no longer just a human. He was something new, something the enemy had never seen before. Outside, the sky of Kalira was calm again. But both Evan and Lyra knew it would not stay calm for long. The awakening had begun. The armor was alive, testing, teaching, and protecting. And soon, the human who had worn it by chance would face challenges no one could predict. Inside, Evan felt the armor's pulse. It was steady, strong, and alive. It seemed to ask a question he could not answer yet. "Who are you? What will you do?" Evan looked at Lyra. "I will do what I must. I will protect this base. I will learn the armor, and I will not let it control me." Lyra nodded. "Good. Then we are ready. Whatever comes next, we will face it together." The sun of Kalira rose higher, casting long shadows across the base. Evan and Lyra prepared for what they knew was coming. The enemy would return, stronger than before. And the armor would guide him, challenge him, and push him to limits he had never imagined. The adventure was far from over. And the real test of a human wearing Guardian armor was only beginning.